Well, hello, my beautiful Taurians. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your career and money reading for the end of September, right through the end of October 2025. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about, pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings and I will never reach out to you personally to offer one. Also, I will never ask you for money, e-gifts, or donations. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. Now, I will be using guide chimes, so please be mindful to turn down your volume if you are someone who is sensitive to sound. Also, I've just brought back the competition for one subscriber to win a free personal reading from me, but I'll let you know how to win that a little bit later on because some people are here just for the reading and I don't like to waste anyone's time. So with that in mind, let's get straight to your reading and let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Taurians, this is your career and money reading. I'm going to get all of your cards first before I connect to an outcome, so let us begin. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Taurians? What do they need to know regarding their career and their finances at this time? Can you please show them the way? What are they meant to be aware of? What is to come? Can you please illuminate what lies ahead for my beautiful Taurians regarding their finances and their career at this time? So we have the Courage card. So this is about being bold and daring, taking a stance on something, standing up for something, but also fostering a path towards accomplishment. This is you having the courage to go the distance, maintain and sustain, but also see, your projects and your goals from a higher perspective, and know that although you're doing it all, you're going to accomplish great things. We have the Emperor energy, and we also have the Death card energy as well there. So a lot of you may be, keeping your eyes peeled in order to elevate or move towards a promotion that you feel like you don't have right now. I feel like you're working hard towards something and you are showcasing your skill set so that you can step into a new role that has more responsibility, has a serious title attached to it there as well. And if you're someone who is thinking about running your own business, this could be a period where you are setting things in motion to become an independent worker in a certain field that you have a niche and a talent in. But I definitely see some changes that are occurring for you that are going to be super positive, that put you in a position of power there. Now we have the Chariot card, so that's all about advancement, being on the go, being super busy. I feel this is going to be a very fast-paced month for you, or the next 6 weeks is going to be very busy there. And of course, you have the durability to stay on top of your tasks, responsibilities, and, on a personal level as well, paying your bills and just keeping life running smoothly there for you. But I take an energy that is popping out at me right now for you, which is, it's all about leadership. It's all about taking command, moving ahead on something, and perhaps some of you have a decision to make. I mean, the Death card indicates some changes going on in your working industry or your sector or your environment, or perhaps you are fostering changes in the way that you work so that you can be more efficient. You're cultivating positive habits and mindsets, and you may be calculating the next steps on something that is going to lead you to a position of authority or taking more command in your industry. I just heard taking the hot seat on something, so perhaps there is a review there or an important meeting with a person that will help you advance and be truly happy in your working environment. We have the Ace of Pentacles. new money coming on in here, or some sort of increase in finances, maybe a tax rebate, or perhaps there's a personal interest rate that rises that gives you a little bit more, increase in your finances there. But also it could be new income, setting up new streams of income, or investing in a new project right now that will grow and be very successful in the future. But it's definitely you reshaping your finances. So you could be investing in new companies, for example, or new financial establishments to get better interest rates on bank deals. You could be moving your money around at this point, or even locking off some finances so that you can, have a little rainy day fund there that I don't see that you'll need, but it's there. Okay. And finally, we have the Three of Swords there. I say finally, but I'm just going to clarify that just to make sure. Ten of Wands. Okay, I just wanted to see what the challenge was, and the challenge was that you're doing it all. You may have some extra responsibilities coming on in here for the next coming weeks and months, and it may change the way that you work, but I feel like, you're going to take a breath and you're going to move through it, and you're going to complete a lot of tasks and responsibilities. I say this is a big time for you. So the Death card can be that, you are clearing down your to-do list. You're on top of your goals, and there's a lot. It requires a lot of effort. No one said it was ever going to be easy, but I feel like there is a sense of accomplishment that you complete something. It's hard won, whatever it is, but this is a period of completing and then being on to the next, okay? So your first card there is the Courage card. Now that, of course, is a Strength card. So this means that you're passionate about what you do, but also you may be keeping an eye on healthy working environments. Whether you work for yourself or whether you work for a company, this can be that you are keeping an eye on making sure that there are healthy habits or routines that are in place, or structures in place to make sure that you protect your well-being, that you have healthy cutoff points. For example, if you run your own business, you're doing it all. And it can be that you burn the candle at both ends sometimes, and it's a lot, okay? Whoever you are, whether you work for a company or whether you work for yourself, Ten of Wands tells me that you may feel like you're overburdened, overworked, there's not many resources available to you. You're overstretched, and you may feel like you don't have much support. A lot of you may feel like you go unseen or unnoticed in the working environment, and you're just getting on by, okay? So this can indicate that you're leaning into a little bit more mindfulness, a little bit more self-care, erecting healthier boundaries, or taking a stand on something and saying, actually, this is too much. So for some of you, you could confront something at this time. But I feel this is, in your industry, you're in a roar. It's about you announcing your arrival or your impact in your industry. I feel this is about you being passionate and diligent and having the strength to overcome any obstacles and really kind of being in control of your circumstances. For some of you, you may have felt that things have been out of your control in your industry for some time, but this is where you regain control in your industry, and I feel like you're more organized, more structured, and productive there as well. Now, you do have the Chariot card, so some of you, it could be that you are looking ahead at your to-do list and thinking, oh my gosh, I've got a lot going on. I need to be serious. I need to lock onto the goal and be very focused at this time, because these figures, they're super focused. You may also be putting a keen eye over your schedule just to make sure that, you pay attention to detail and that you spot any holes or any kind of lack or deficiencies there, so you can be on top of it. But the Chariot card indicates that some of you may be doing it all right now because you're about to take a vacation. You may be trying to get everything done as quickly as possible, but, of course, not making any mistakes there. The Magician card tells me that you are on top of things, you are in control, you're bringing your certain magic to your industry, and these are two major Arcana cards, so this can indicate major advancements in your industry, and you have the willpower to take things to the top. The Chariot card literally means that you're determined to succeed and that you will be successful, but also it indicates that you're confident in what you do, and of course you are going to be moving forward. There's going to be movements, improvements. You may have to make a major decision over the next coming weeks and months there regarding your industry, and it may be a tough decision. okay? But I feel like you have all the answers within you and you make the right decision is something that's coming through. Now, I want to also clarify, if anyone has come to this reading and you're currently out of work and you're looking for a role, whether you were made redundant or you lost your job or you walked away from a very toxic environment, I feel this is a very busy time putting your resume out there or seeking opportunities. But I feel like you're being reminded of you having a lot of knowledge and, you being in a power position, where your resume speaks for itself. You have a lot of experience. Remember what you have to offer roles that are coming your way. Even if there is a role there that you feel you would love to have, but you kind of feel that perhaps you don't have one aspect or a skill that they're looking for when it comes to this role, these people are going to love you. They're going to hire you and you can learn as you earn, or they're going to train you. So if there's something that you feel you'd love to do it, go for it, because I feel like you're going to be very successful. It's going to be a very hard interviewing process. I got to be honest with you. They're really going to test you, but actually they love you. The fact that you're in the room already means they love what's on your resume or they love your experience. And I feel they're going to offer you, a fair amount of money for what is entailed with this role, but I just feel the interview process is going to be challenging. There may be one person on that interview panel who they're going to test you really hard. And the way that they test you is there is this disassociation, almost like this untouchable kind of energy where it feels like they're aloof, but actually they're eagle-eyed. They're watching your body language. I'm not here to make you feel paranoid because I want you to be aware they already love you for the job. That's why you're in the room in the first place. They've seen your resume. They've seen your skill set. They know you can do a job well done and they're impressed already. Now they just need to know, can they work with you? What's your personality like? Be your wonderful self because actually you're going to win the room. Even the most challenging person, you're going to win the opportunity. Ace of Pentacles indicates the opportunity is yours. It is something that will be offered to you. It's not a gift because you actually deserve it. You work really hard, you've got the skill set, you've invested in yourself, and this is an opportunity coming on in here, which is the start that has so much potential for you to increase. So you will be starting a new position. Now, this new position is going to be highly pressurized, I can see. The Ten of Wands is going to be a lot to do. This can be that you're holding fort or you're holding it all together or, there are a lot of tasks and responsibilities. Now, whenever you start any new role, at first it feels like a lot of pressure because you're learning the ropes of a new environment, new people, new faces, new names, new structures, new ways of doing things, new technology. They have factored this all in when hiring you. So don't worry about it. I feel like you're going to do a great job and there is a role being offered to you and you are the best candidate for the role. I want you to be aware of that. With these cards, the Chariot card, the Magician card, and the Strength card, it means you are someone who's already in a position of authority or power to win the room or win the opportunity or win the deal. Even if you're not looking for a role right now and you're moving through your industry, this means that you are someone who is in a very powerful position where you get noticed for what you do and you go that extra mile. You're someone who brings the magic. You find solutions to any challenges. You're the sort of person who shows up, brings your A game, and you're destined for the top. And this is something that is not going to go unnoticed over the next coming weeks. So whether you are currently putting your resume out there to get a new role and you're already in a position, or you're currently out of work and you're looking for a position, there's something coming on in here for you. And I feel it changes everything. It changes your financial situation. It's an opportunity. You will staircase in this. And also it means you're making an impact. You make an impact in the interview process, but also you make an impact in the actual role itself. And you align yourself with success and you generate money from this opportunity. This is you aligning yourself with a concrete form of abundance and you're going to see results, okay? Now, even if you're already in a role and it has been tough going, a lot of challenge, you're going to see results. You're going to see that you're making a really positive impact in your industry and you're taking things to the top. If you work for yourself, you know that you are a tower of power. You're capable of doing it all. It's a lot of pressure. Most of the time, Ten of Wands does not lie. It means that, you're doing a lot of things. There's an energy here of taking on more work as well, like maybe new projects or fostering new ideas. So you're doubling down on what you do already, but you're adding new strings to your bow. So it can be that it's a lot. This period could be a lot of challenge and pressure, but it's a sort of challenge and pressure that I feel like you kind of enjoy, because you can see a breakthrough and actually you're going to see results and you're going to celebrate some sort of win because of it, okay? So with a lot of love and respect, I'm going to move away from energy if you are looking for a role. I feel if you are putting your resume out there, it actually is a high-ranking position. Okay, a position of authority. We got the Emperor energy here. It requires your skill set and your knowledge, and I feel like you will have a lot of responsibility and duty in this role. And you take that duty seriously, and you actually will enjoy what you're doing, and it benefits you and your family or your soul tribe, but it may require you kind of like moving away from some aspects of what you used to do, or employing new skills, or even learning as you earn, as I said there, because there's a new way of working here, okay? So moving away, as I mentioned there, that Strength card indicates that the next coming weeks requires a lot of your energy, but also a lot of, attention to healthy cutoff points or healthy working environments. A lot of you are going to be looking at health and safety aspects of your industry, making sure that, everything is controlled in a way that fosters a healthy working environment. Now, some of you may actually be offered new responsibility. If you work for a company, could be that you're asked to do like some training on like being a first aider or a fire warden or some sort of gatekeeper, third party key holder, or something that has more responsibility, because I'm feeling that across the board. Even if you work for your own company, it could be that you are implementing health and safety kind of protocols there as well. Or you could also be bestowing responsibility on someone who works for you, or there could be some sort of new training going on regarding rules and regulations that you need to stay on top of at this time. Now, if you work for a company and you're being given these new responsibilities, I feel like they will give you an incentive, maybe a small increase in your finances to reflect the extra responsibility and training that you have to go through in order to be that person who is responsible for those things. But the Chariot card, bringing it back to your energy, this is about you being very busy. It's about you even exploring second streams of income. Now, the Chariot card can indicate two different entities that run alongside each other that bring you towards your common goal. So it can be that you're doing something right now that you're maintaining and sustaining. You're keeping on top of things, but also you may be thinking about a new idea that either automates itself or that you have to dip into occasionally and manage it, because you have a managing card there with that Emperor energy. So this could be that you're launching something new that brings in another stream of income. Could be an idea or something that you've had bubbling up there for quite some time and now you're ready to release it or engage in it in some way or start it. For some of you, it could be just you're starting it. For some of you, this could be a startup. Perhaps you're starting your own company or you're doing something new, bold and daring, and a little bit more independent at this time. And it requires a lot of courage to go out there on a limb and do your own thing. So you could be a creative, or you have an idea and you're structuring it to be a legal entity or a company. And I feel, yes, it's a lot of hard work, but it's going to reap rewards. Okay. Now, we have the Death card there. That's often the Reaper. Okay. And of course, we have the Ace of Pentacles, which is rewards. So I definitely see you're reaping rewards, and it may change the way you work, but there's more money coming on in, or there's an opportunity to increase your finances in some way. But it's a lot of hard work. And you know that. That's why you got the Strength card there. You're showing up and you're bringing that A game. I definitely see here a lot of you, it could be something that you automate, or it could be something that's connected to passive income for some of you, but it doesn't have to be. It can be something that you're engaged in. But this card indicates you have your eye on the prize, on victory, and you have a lot of energy to keep moving forward. This is a period of advancements. So you're going to breeze through all of your projects. You're going to be organized, disciplined. You're, having a lot of strenuous effort to make something happen. And, the Death card can be that you're looking at healthy cutoff points, or you're looking at ends of projects or ends of cycles, end of year, for example. It could be that you're extra busy. There's more responsibility because you could be looking at receipts and, collating all the information to, put your tax return in, or do something that perhaps is important for an end of year calendar. Maybe it's a client service, or perhaps it's just the end of a season or a sector of your business. You know, they run in quarterly kind of periods sometimes. So it can be that, you know, you're coming to the end of a very important period and you're just getting everything tied up, loose ends. Maybe it's because you're taking a vacation, or perhaps you have to get something sorted because you have a deadline there. But you are going to get it done and then on to the next, because this card indicates any ending brings a new beginning, and you have an Ace of Pentacles, which is, and we start again. Okay, so you're going to be on top of things, but it could be extra pressure because, you know, you're trying to do it all, but you're going to be so proud of yourself that you did. Now, also the Chariot card, for some of you, you could be offered a company car, or you could be getting a role that has a company car. Some of you could travel for work as well. There could be, you know, a sudden kind of opportunity to travel or go to a new branch. Depends on what you do for work. For some of you, it could be that you're thinking about relocating or migrating your business somewhere. If you work for yourself, it could be that you're looking at different places, either locally or around the world, as to where you want to do business. You could be looking at a financial entity or structure, legal structure, on how to do that. And you may be deciding to migrate your business. So it could be that with that 10 of Wands, something is coming to a complete end, but you know, you're moving forward, you're still advancing, but it's the end of an era. For some of you, it could also be that, you know, the end of an era is that you're retiring. And, you know, this is the completion point where you're going to go off. And although you may worry about retiring, or you may kind of, you know, just be a little bit anxious about the process, I feel that, you know, you're fully invested in yourself. Yes, you're going to have a change of pace. I feel at first you're going to be doing a lot of projects around the home, or all the little things that you've been meaning to get around to doing. But of course, you're going to miss some of the people and the environment to some degree, but actually you're going to enjoy your retirement. I want you to be aware of that. Now, the Chariot card does mean that you're going to be on the go, okay? No matter what you're doing, it means a very fast-paced environment, having to be very fluid in your energy, because I feel there may be some twists and turns and plot twists this month, just extra work coming on in, or extra focuses that you have to factor in, but you're on top of everything. You're definitely in control there. Also, I feel financially, whether you're in a working environment or not right now, I feel that Chariot card with the Emperor indicates you're keeping a tight rein on your finances. You're being a little bit stricter with yourself. So it could be that, you know, you are saving for a gift, or perhaps you're saving for a season of gifting, or perhaps you're saving for something like real estate, or, you know, some sort of larger purchase at this time, and you're going to stay on top of your financial goals, because I feel like you have a strategy and you're sticking to it, and you're going to be really proud of yourself at the end of the month there. Now, the Magician card is your protagonist energy, so it means that, of course, you are energized. Even though you're exhausted, I feel the next coming weeks, you have a lot of energy and a lot of focus, and you've got this. I feel like you can turn any situation to your favor, and also you're making things happen. So this is about you getting out there, making your projects run smoothly, moving ahead, advancing, expanding your reach, and basically trying to reach new levels when it comes to your industry. The Emperor energy indicates you're a leader, okay? It can also indicate, for some of you, not all of you, you may deal with a very challenging situation. It could be with a person, maybe someone you know, because you have a 10 of Cups there. So it could be someone in the family, or someone who's in your soul tribe. It could be a little bit of conflict, and, you know, you try to launch yourself into work to forget about it. You're being really professional with the way you handle this, but it could also be someone in your working environment, or someone who is in a position of authority. Even if you work for yourself, it could be, you know, a supplier, or it could be someone you work with, an accountant, or, you know, a tax advisor, or someone, but there could be like, you thinking about moving away from them, because we have an 8 of Cups there. So it could be that you're pulling rank, or you feel that they've like missed something, or something was challenging or like detrimental to a situation, and you may decide to walk away from them. If they're being incompetent, or they're not pulling their weight, or they're not bringing their A game. Some of you with that 8 of Cups, you may be sourcing people elsewhere to help you run your business. So, if you are an independent worker, because the Emperor normally is someone who runs their own business, it can be that you're looking at the people that you utilize to keep your business running smoothly. And if there is something that is going amiss or you feel is not working, I see you sourcing new avenues or new people or new companies to align with that you work well with or work better with. That's coming through there as well. Now, a lot of you with that Emperor, in order to stay on top of your game, you may be putting yourself on a course of learning or implementing new knowledge. The Emperor, when they reach a certain level, they don't just sit there at that level. Number one, they have to protect their position. And of course, if you know the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot, the Emperor is in very regal red robes, but, there is the suit of armor underneath that highlights, you can see from their knee up, I think, that there is a suit of armor, which highlights that the Emperor, although they're in that position, they're still ready for anything. They're ready for new ways of working, new battles, new challenges. So I feel like you may be opening the door to new knowledge at this time to stay abreast of your industry or stay on top or maintain your position. But also, this is an energy of promotion. So some of you are working hard towards a promotion or working hard to be seen in your industry and appreciated for what you do. And I feel with that Ace of Pentacles, there is a token of appreciation. So no matter what you do, because of course it's going to be different for everyone, for some of you it could be a bonus or commission, or it could be a gift from a supplier or a client or a customer, or great feedback. It could be something that kind of highlights you're heading in the right direction. For some of you, it could be an increase in your finances or some sort of incentive in order to put you in a position to align with a promotion or feel like you are, the best at what you do. When you get feedback, of course, that highlights that you're doing really well. And I feel like you're going to get some really great feedback, especially since there seems to be an acknowledgement of how much pressure you're under and how you've been working extra hard or doing extra responsibilities. Now, for some of you, not all of you, some of you may have thought about taking a seasonal role or a second stream of income or like an alternative role. I mean, you are at capacity doing this, so you are going to be exhausted. I think you know this. But at the same time, I feel like you kind of enjoy it because it is bringing in extra money. And actually, you will staircase quite quickly. Something that perhaps starts as a seasonal role or a seasonal kind of endeavor or contract or even a temporary role. Doesn't have to be seasonal. It can be that you're taking some temporary work or you're taking some freelance work. I feel like you'll be offered to stay on or something long term because you're so good at what you do. So maybe this is the choice or the option that you'll have to make a little bit later on. But no matter what you do, I feel like you're focused, you're diligent, you're organized, and you're taking things to the top and you're advancing. Okay, this is a card of authority, leadership, but also being serious about your endeavors. And I feel like you are someone who's very knowledgeable, but you're open to learning more in order to maintain your position and protect your position there as well. Now we have the Ten of Cups, which is an energy of loving what you do. And of course, there are tasks and responsibilities that perhaps you don't love doing. So over the next coming weeks, you may get round to doing those things if you sideline them to come back and, reorganize. I feel like you are going to return to those and get on top of those and just complete what you started there and just feel really proud of yourself. Now, the Ten of Cups, in this position, it can indicate if you work for a family business, there may have been some difference of opinions, some conflict. Ultimately, you're all working towards the same common goal, which is to make a success of the business. But I feel this is important not to dismiss each other's ideas, factor things in, but also be practical there, because there may be a conflict or a moment where someone tries to pull rank or say, like, I got more knowledge, or I'm the boss, or, things like that. So you may have to navigate a challenging conversation if you work for, a family company there. I mean, I feel people will change their viewpoints because I feel your ideas, looking at the energy here, you bring the better ideas. There's no right or wrong way of running the business, as it were. But I feel like, you have a vision. You've got, downloads of extra creativity, extra ideas. There is an energy here of you knowing how you can advance something and having the courage to go after it. And whoever may have a little bit of a conflict of interest with that. I feel it's because they're a little bit worried or scared about the next steps and they can't see your vision. But when you implement it, I feel like they kind of come to you and say, you know what, job well done. I'm so glad you did it and you push forward because I couldn't see the vision or I was just worried how things were going to go. So I feel this person who's involved in the family business, they like familiarity. They like it to go a certain way, but you're doing something maverick, bold, and daring here, and it may be something that's out of their comfort zone, but it's not out of yours. So I would say you're not going to bulldoze this person, but you may push forward, give them a little nudge and say, look, let's just see how it goes. You know, we can explore, and if it doesn't work, then it didn't work. We could just try a new avenue. But they're going to see it really does work, and they're going to come towards you and congratulate you. And actually, there's a sense of relief there. So if you have had some conflict or some challenge with a family business, I see it going from strength to strength. I do feel, of course, it is a lot of hard work, but it's going to be rewarding, okay? Now, 10 of Cups, for some of you, you may be trying to work extra hard, get ahead of yourself, especially schedule-wise. It could be that you're being stricter with your projects or starting earlier because you may have some family responsibilities to adhere to. For example, if you're a parent, it could be that you have to, go somewhere with your child, or perhaps your child will take, some time off school or college. I mean, it feels like it's something that's structured. So it could be that they have like half term or something like that. So it could be that you're factoring that in, and it gives you, I would say, a small amount of a break, because I feel like a lot of you are still like having work on your mind, and guiding the next generation is a job in itself. So, you're going to be extra tired, right? 10 of Wands, you're exhausted. But it gives you a welcome break to spend with your family there. And of course, then you'll be back to your usual schedule in no time at all. I mean, for some of you, it could be that, there is maternity leave or paternity leave. If you're pregnant, for example, it could be that, you're working to the end of your working term that you decided, and then you're going to go off and, navigate the pregnancy there. The Three of Swords and the 10 of Wands, it can be that you have given a cut-off date, but perhaps, because the 10 of Wands can be that, especially if you're pregnant, things get a little bit heavier and a little bit more challenging. So you may actually negotiate an earlier cutoff point for some of you, not all of you, but maybe that's something that's coming through there as well, okay? Now, the Eight of Cups. This is a journey of self-discovery. So a lot of you are learning about what you're capable of under pressure during the next coming weeks and months, because I feel like you have a lot going on right now and you're remaining super structured. But also the Eight of Cups, if you work for a company, there could be a figurehead of the company stepping down or someone being released from their role. And this opens up new opportunities, new doors, new avenues for more money to come on in. For some of you, you may be witnessing redundancies as well. I hate to say that, but I got to be honest with what I see here. Eight of Cups is people leaving, and we have the Emperor energy, which can be like a structure. 10 of Cups, there may be someone that you really liked working with leaving or being asked to leave in some way. Now, I'm being given two energies with this. This person may go off and set up their own company. And if you work for the company that they used to work with, when they move on, they're going to try and headhunt you or ask you if you want to come and work with them. They're going to leave on like a note of like, you know what, there's always a role for you at my company if you want. So this opens a door for you. This may be something that, puts a lot of pressure on you, because you may feel, okay, I'm kind of good where I am, but it is tempting. So you may explore this, because I'm feeling this energy of you exploring something that's a little bit different, okay? But also, this can be a travel card for a lot of you. So it can be that you're, trying to get a lot done so you can take a quick trip there. Also, for some of you, this is you literally putting your resume in, okay? And going into a new role or opportunity that you're really going to thrive in, an environment that really nurtures your skill set. I mean, there's a lot to do, but you're going to get into some sort of rhythm regarding it. And, it'll feel like you've been in that role for ages, only in a matter of weeks and months there. Now, this 10 of Cups with this 8 of Cups, this can indicate that, you are kind of trying to streamline your energy and do more things that you love, or find ways of enjoying your work a lot more, okay? And I feel like you are going to be able to do that. So you may be purchasing new tools, or, improving the way that you work more efficiently, and it just feels like a better working environment there. I feel like you're maintaining healthier working practices as well. And I feel also some of you could be taking stock of a challenging situation and dealing with it, and it has a really positive outcome. Or you're going to be dealing with a person, whether it's a client, a boss, or for some of you on a personal level, it could even be a landlord. It can be that, it's been a challenging situation, but it works well in your favor. Okay. Now, there's two energies. I got to say this. So if you have a landlord, this is not really connected to career unless you are leasing a premises. It can apply to your personal circumstances. There may be, if you have dealt with a landlord for quite some time, they may be selling, or they may be giving control to another company, or like a subdivision or a management company or something like that. And you know what? I feel like the gear shift with this is a lot. This new person or this new management company or this new whatever it is structure, it feels like they're getting to grips and they're going to make some mistakes. So you can go one of two ways. Go easy on them because they're managing a new environment, or be like, you have the knowledge, you have the skill set, you are established, you should know what you're doing. Some of you are going to call them out on this and maybe point them in the right direction. But also some of you, I got to say it, like if you rent a premises for your business, it could be that you don't like the way things are managed and you may find a new premises, or you may invest in a different property, or for some of you on a personal level, it could also be that you decide to leave because there is this energy, 8 of Cups walking away, Ace of Cups finding something that is better financially suited to you, or, feels more valuable in some way. So that's coming through, better deals. What else am I getting from this 8 of Cups? So the 8 of Cups, when it comes to career, this can be that you have to decide between a love for something that you do, but also financial security. So it can be that you love what you do, but perhaps the money is not what you're hoping for. And you may either, take on a new role that complements what you do, or launch something. For some of you, this can be connected to the ether, like the internet. You could be launching a new online platform. The Magician is like as above, so below. So it can be that you are connecting to something in the ether, like an online platform that helps you launch a new business or has a new money-making idea attached to it, and it complements the finances that you earn. So you're not giving up something that you love doing, you're adding something extra that brings in money so you feel stabilized, okay? Also, there could be some rules and regulations changing in your working environment. And the 8 of Cups, I'm getting a real vibe that it's like if the changes are happening, it's because they learned that what they tried to implement didn't work. So there could be a U-turn on something that they tried out. So if you work for a company, for example, and they were bringing in some really stringent new rules or being strict in some way, they may realize actually it did not foster a healthy work environment, or it made people slow down in their work productivity. There's going to be a U-turn. For some of you, if you work for yourself, it could be something that is going to be a change that you're worried about or you're keeping an eye on, and suddenly there could be a U-turn or something else that's changed about it that feels a little bit better in some way for you. Okay, you benefit from this. Now, on a practical level, Death card energy can indicate that you're keeping on top of any contracts that are coming to the end of its term, expiry dates, insurance, whether that's personal home insurance or work insurance, business insurance if you run your own business. Maybe it's visas, passports if you're thinking about traveling, or you're migrating your business in some way. The Death card is the ending of something, but it's actually a transition towards something better. So I feel like you're in the flow of pushing forward on something, no matter what industry you work in or what you do for a living. You're busy pushing forward, and this is the change towards something that's new and exciting, but it's hard. Okay, 3 of Swords is a struggle. The 10 of Wands, There's a lot of extra things to do or a lot of hard work. You're having to do it all. And, it's going to be a big change, whatever this is. But the Ace of Pentacles tells me it's so rewarding, or it aligns you there with something that is going to be truly successful and you're going to be so proud of. But also, again, it could align you with more money, like a bonus, or being seen, being put in line for a promotion. A lot of you, if you've been told that you're going to get a promotion and it's not happened for you just yet, there is still going to be a bit of a delay on that, but you will get that promotion. I want you to be aware of that there. And you're celebrating with your family. I can see that. It means you're moving into a new role and a new financial position there as well. But it was hard won. You had to go the extra mile on that. And you don't mind as long as you can see that you're making an impact, and as long as you're seeing the evidence that there is reward and result for what you're doing. Now, of course, the Death card energy, whilst it is like a transition period, it can indicate that there is a rebirth in your energy. Changes bring movement and improvement. A lot of you, it can be that you're winding down a cycle, completing a task and then moving on to the next, investing your energy into something that perhaps you preempt as a little bit of a challenge, but it's going to be very rewarding there. I would also say just be a little bit mindful, because we've got the Emperor energy. If you work for a company where there is someone abusing their position of authority, there could be a misunderstanding or coarse words between you and a person, and it could put a lot of pressure or strain on the working relationship. So just watch out for that. I would say diplomacy is the key. I feel like they'll come round eventually, because they can see you're under a lot of strain, and they can also see that you do a lot. Ten of Wands means you do it all. You're capable of doing all aspects of the role. So you really are an asset. They don't really want to lose you. Okay, so even if you have a meeting with this person, you may diplomatically say, look, I've come to a certain period in my working environment right now where, I'm at a plateau. I'm reaching for more. Are there more opportunities? I don't want to leave the company. I want to be loyal to the company, but, I feel like I'm not being utilized to my full potential. I just want to reach for a little bit more money, more opportunity, more advancement, or more, experience, or, an opportunity to grow. And if they say, look, there's nothing going on right now, but let me see what I can do, then at least it opens the door. And if they're like, you know what, no, that's it. That's as much as I can give you right now. We're at capacity. You may be like, I really don't want to do this, but I'm going to have to source alternative opportunities, but I got to let you know where I stand. This could put a fire up them to diplomatically find a way of keeping you, offering you incentives to stay. Even if you're giving your notice, I see someone offering you an incentive to stay. You may not take that incentive, that's your prerogative, but I feel like they don't want to lose you because you are an asset. Now, if you work for yourself and you are like an independent worker in any industry, whether it's creative, whether it's financial, no matter the industry at all, this can be that you have been under a lot of challenge, and you may be wondering, is this challenge worth it? Is there something you're doing right now that just adds extra effort, but it's not really helping advance, or it's not really conducive to you building your business? Perhaps it's something that you feel is a distraction that you want to cut out at this time. Also, I would say, whether you work for yourself or you work for a company, get everything in writing, whether it's a quote, whether it's a promise, whether it is a task or a brief. Get it in writing, because that Three of Swords can indicate a misunderstanding, or, people kind of confused, or difficulty communicating, or someone saying, no, you asked for this and I've done it. And they say, no, I asked for this and you've done something else. So just lock it into writing so everyone's on the same page, okay? Especially if you have a person who's very changeable or is known for, how can I put that? Abusing their power, just to power play or to push your buttons or add extra stress. Okay, I am going to pull a card on that Three of Swords and this Ten of Wands, because more than anything, because it's partnered with that Ace of Pentacles, I just feel like you're trying to get off the ground with something, or you're trying to launch something, or you're trying to start something new, or even foster a new way of working. And it's hard because you have so much on your to-do list, but you are making an impact and you are going to make a difference, and there is reward for it, whatever it is. A lot of you, if you're working for a company where there can be a bonus. I feel like you're working extra hard in order to get that bonus, which you will. Just want you to be aware of that. And if you work for yourself, often there's no bonuses. It could be that you're working to give yourself like a higher dividend, or, you know, have a greater return on something. Let me just pull a card. Oh, I thought they wanted those because my energy went to the side. I run on energy. I often want the cards to pop out, but sometimes my hand will be forced by my guides where something gets thrown out. Okay. So we have the Queen of Cups here, loving what you do, fostering healthier working environments, and the Six of Wands, success, a breakthrough. So it's clarifying everything that's coming through already. This is about you being seen for loving what you do, even though it's hard. But also this is reward. This is you gathering momentum, stepping into the spotlight, influencing your circumstances, and being open to an opportunity that you'll absolutely love. Obviously, this is also about fostering your intuition. Queen of Cups is often a very intuitive card, you know, tapping into the undercurrent of what's going on in the industry or with a person or situation in your working environment, so that you can make sure that, you know, you align with something that's right for you, or that it benefits you in some shape or form. I feel something that you're going to love is coming in, that you're going to be offered, but you worked really hard for it. You know, it's one of those moments that if you were awarded something, like physically awarded, I can imagine looking at your cards, rather than going up there and saying, thank you so much for this award, I'm so grateful, you know, thank you, I'm just, you know, in awe of all of you, you know, you're all supportive and blah, blah, blah. You know, I feel like you would go up there on that stage and be like, knowing what you're going through right now, you'd be like, you know what, I'm really grateful for this award, but I worked like extra time for this. Nobody is aware of how extra I have been putting into all of this right now. I'm really under it, a lot of pressure, holding it all together. You know what? This award is great, but it highlights what I had to do to get here. So yeah, I'm really grateful for it, but I worked damn hard for this. So that's what I'm seeing here. So, I mean, some of you may literally get an award, Employee of the Month, or some sort of like Entrepreneur of the Year awards, or, you know, a business award, or, you know, some sort of like star acknowledgement that you're doing a great job. But again, it could be something like commission, or a token of appreciation, or a nod, or, you know, some sort of appraisal, or a bonus, or, you know, financial raise or promotion. But the promotion is going to be delayed. I want you to be aware of that. It's going to happen, but it's going to be delayed. Now, the Ace of Pentacles is something positive that's coming on in. It means you're making an impact. You're aligning yourself with success. It can also indicate that you're making something that was in your mind as an idea come to life. Launching a new product, a new service, a new way of working, getting yourself out there, releasing something that's been building up over time. The Ten of Wands can literally be there's been a process to get to where you need to go, and now you're ready to move forward. Could also be that you've applied for something and you've been waiting until you can get that news to help you take the next steps. Well, you're going to get that good news. You're going to get the go-ahead on something, and it's very exciting indeed. Now, obviously, the Ace of Pentacles is a prize, and I feel a lot of you need to be aware that you are a gift, an asset to your working industry, whether you work for yourself in any endeavor, creative or otherwise, or whether you work for a company. This is about knowing your worth and looking at the exchange. How much effort you put into something and whether it is worth it, whether the rewards are worth it. But I feel this is be open to receive, because either there's a new client, new job, new money, new business startup, or new exciting thing that helps you advance in your industry is coming on in, and I feel like you're there for it. Also, I mean, this can be an enterprising concept that is being nurtured right now that will bring material gain and security in your life. But I feel there's a lot of potential here. I'm not going to lie to you. There's a lot of pressure. You've got a lot on your to-do list. I feel like you're ready for it. It's going to be very fast-paced, but you bring your special kind of magic, and I feel like you're on top of things, and you're leading, you're getting things done, and you're going to be so proud of yourself. There is going to be a moment of respite where you can take a break, or you can like give your focus to other things in order to nurture other areas. But I feel this is a time of advancement for you, seeing that you are heading in the right direction and staying on top of your goals. So finally, we have unicorn, unique perspective. We have overcome and resolve. Now it says here, miracle worker. So that's the magician right there. Okay. It says money magic. Definitely some money magic going on here. A dream come true and an odd job. As I said, something a little bit on the side. Could be something you're contemplating or something that you're offered. You know, there's definitely something there. But unicorn, unique perspective. So I feel an opportunity requires your unique skill set. And you're the person who is taking it to the top there. Also, overcome, beating any financial problems there, or overcoming a problem. A lot of you could be brainstorming or problem solving this month and find a solution to a problem, and you then start moving ahead. But it says here, beating financial struggles, you must change your tack, adapt, fight, or conquer. And looking at the energy, if this is personal for you rather than business, I feel like you're definitely stricter with your financial spending and your goals there. And of course, if this is in terms of business, you may be noticing companies like tightening their financial belt, cutting back on some things, downsizing on some things. And if you run your own business, you may be doing this as well. But I feel like you're letting go of things that you don't use anymore, things that you don't utilize, that perhaps, you know, have a large price tag. Maybe you're able to find a better deal elsewhere. Like, for example, the premises thing, you know, a landlord taking over, premises that you perhaps lease, and it can be that they're now giving it to a management service, and perhaps that management service isn't bringing their A game, so you may actually go to the person who actually owns it and says, look, the management company's not doing so well. If they make some adjustments, you may stay, but if not, you may find a better deal elsewhere in an environment that has more comfort, and you get to save some more money. So please take it as it resonates. We've also got resolve, and look at that. Resolve really connects to your first card, which is the strength card. Dedication to achievement. So it literally says here, dedicated to achievement, steady gains, long game, loyalty, effort, and being top dog. And I definitely see here that that's something that you're striving for at this moment in time. And again, I feel because there is a large cat there and a dog, this can be two very separate entities that you are trying to manage at this time. And it's like complementing each other, because that Chariot card is like two separate entities. If you think about the Chariot card, there's two horses or two sphinxes. Both of them are individual, so they can go in either direction. So it really is about you with your willpower streamlining something and making sure that two very individual things kind of co-align to head in the direction that you want to head into. So it can be two projects that complement each other. They're very different, but they keep you on track to reach your financial goals or secure your future in some way. And you're just having to navigate or manage something, because I feel like you're managing things, calculating things, and keeping things moving in the right direction this month, maintaining and sustaining. Okay. So I'm just going to go and get a trinket or a rune before we close. Also, if you'd like to win the chance to win a free personal reading from me, all you have to do is put an emoji of a candle in the comments box below. And if you don't have access to an emoji, all you have to do is write the word candle. My guides gave me the candle for this month's competition because the world needs more light. More than ever before, we're feeling that, okay? So even in private, if you can light a candle safely, then please do so. You know, play your favorite song, really feel it in your soul, dance, change the vibrations. But ultimately, if you want to enter the competition, put that emoji or write the word candle in the comments box below. And my guides will give me the name of a subscriber, and I'll announce the winner at the end of September. Okay, so finally, we have the star, which means, you know, recognition, gain, aligning with a wish, being seen, stepping into the spotlight. For some of you, this could be fame, fortune, or it can be that you're being an influencer, you know, that you're being seen. If you have a social media platform, can be that you're having a glow up. It's hard to maintain and stay on top of things, but you're about it. You're putting in all the hard work. There's going to be gain there for you. There may even be people who want to co-align with you, offer you deals, you know, opportunities for advancement in some way. But I feel the star, that's interesting. Right now in the water, I'm seeing a dollar sign that normally means money for me, okay? But it can mean that some of you may be trading in that particular currency, or maybe it's relevant in some way. No, there's no dollar there. I was wondering if there's a dollar in the center of that, because suddenly it triggered the dollar sign there. But no, there's just lots of stars there, and the star is getting bigger. Well, there's 3 stars there. Could be a logo or a symbol that's important for you, but I feel the way I'm feeling it and it's coming through, it's like these 2 little stars are becoming a bigger star. It's like a process towards expanding your reach or being seen, having an impact in your industry. And finally, we've got a pearl. If you think about, that shell there, it's hard to open that shell, but inside there is that pearl. And it is rewarding. Pearls often connect to wisdom as well, pearl of wisdom. So a lot of you could be, gaining new knowledge in order to open up to new opportunities that are coming on in. But I feel this is a new opportunity opening up for you that is very valuable and financially rewarding as well, okay? So be open to opportunities because they're about to come on in. They may require change, but I feel like you are capable of these changes and you are adaptable as well. So I'll leave it there. I hope something resonates, my beautiful Taurians. Thank you so much, and love and light.